Good evening and welcome to this edition of Inside Jefferson Football, your weekly look inside the Jaguars football program. My name is Scott Powers. Coming up on this edition of Inside Jefferson Football, we'll talk to head coach Tim Carlson about last week's game against the North St. Margaret. We'll also take a look ahead to Jefferson's Friday night game against Cooper on the road. And in the player segment, we'll talk to a couple of the seniors in Roosevelt State and Colby Georgian. But first, head coach Tim Carlson. Coach, I wish we had like a 2-hour Inside Jefferson football edition to break down this Benilde game. I mean, what a wild game. You outgain them through the air, you outgain them on the ground. They make some disastrous special teams plays, and somehow they're able to walk away with a 25-23 win. They got some key red zone stops, which I think was the difference. But you guys battled back from a halftime deficit. Just a terrific football game on Friday.
Yeah, if you're the average fan, you probably enjoy the game, watching it. But you're right. There's so many positive. First half, we did not play well. We didn't come out and play very well at all. The fire wasn't there. Energy wasn't there. Way too many missed opportunities in the red zone. Some on routes, some on throws. A lot of blocking issues in the past, and a lot of that's a credit to Benilde, who's a good football team. They're a good front. They have some good linebackers, and when they blitz, they were tough to pick up. And so credit to them. But the first half, we just made way too many mistakes. Second half, a lot better. A little artificial inspiration, I guess, at halftime from Coach C. We came out and played a much better second half. And again, I can't tell you the last time that we ran. I had somebody run for over 200 yards. So a lot of good things, but again, the kickoff came back to really bite us, and not taking advantage of some things.
Right, and that was the difference. But you guys did so many good things. Let's take a look at the highlights here, Coach. It was a little bit of a slow start for Carter Hansen, but then he got it going here in the second half as he hit Harrison Chapel.
Yeah, we started to run the ball right before this. We were running the ball pretty well, and that just really helped set up our play action. The end really doesn't fall for the play action, and it goes right to Carter, who makes a nice athletic play to get it to Harrison Chapel, who you met last week. And I think Harrison had talked about wanting to get in the end zone, so we helped him out there. So it was good to see Harrison get in the end zone and get it on the board. Then you could feel the momentum. It was just more into it in the second half. And then, things started to roll our way a little bit.
Yeah, very next possession, Coach. Now we're going to talk to you in a few minutes here. Colby Georgian, a great double move and a great ball from Carter.
Yeah, great bump fake to the post corner route. Again, probably could have been faster too on the double move. I like double moves on our sideline, so I can warn you if they're coming. But that was a great move, great pump fake. We had time to throw it. Obviously, that's the important thing. But great throw, great catch, and that was getting the fun again. Momentum's going, and unfortunately, the lead wasn't for very long.
Well, yeah, they would score on that kickoff return, but then you guys would come back and Roosevelt Cage. This is not a touchdown run, but 29 carries, 238 yards, 41 of them right here, Coach.
Yeah, this year we do so much turnout pass set up our linemen. Doing more sprint out, it's easier for our linemen to do that. But we do so much of it that it really sets up the sprint draw. I wish you could see you probably saw the end zone view of that, but the hole in that. I think about 3 or 4 guys could have run through that. Nothing against Roosevelt, who did a very nice job. But that was a nice big hole. And the linemen love that play because they just get to run their guy up the field where the linemen want to go. And Roosevelt did a nice job. Not quite in. We'll have to work on Rosie's speed. I know he's probably listening. He needs to watch me run a little bit more. He'll get faster.
Well, fortunately, Coach, you guys were able to pay off this drive. A key situation, third down and goal for you guys, and you're able to find Isaac Freestag at 8 seconds on the game.
Yeah, we ran this play before, but especially in the first half we ran, and we had that sail route by the third receiver in there. It was Seth this time. and we just kept missing that sail. And we've run this play down by the goal line, running the sail to the corner of the end zone. Well, kind of thinking that they might overplay that, we had Isaac running now the slant underneath it, and again, great throw. It was a really good throw. Carter did a great job, stepped into it, put it right on the money to Isaac, and got the lead back.
Unfortunately, Benilde would go down and score, and then you guys couldn't. You got past midfield and couldn't quite muster enough yardage to get into field goal range. But all in all, Coach, what do you take away from the game? The positives, obviously, you've got 2 more games left. The next one against Cooper on Friday.
Yeah, there's things that honestly we can and cannot do. There's mistakes that we just can't make. We play a tough schedule. I mean, everybody we play is at the top of 5A, and we can't make little mistakes. Now, alignment things, where do we line up? Well, it's easy. We can fix that. We need the kids to probably watch a little bit more film of themselves. We've lost a lot of film time. We try to do some virtually, but we've lost a lot of film time with all this because we can't meet together, and that's kind of hurt us a little bit. And when you do go against the teams we're going against, it's those little things, and we've talked to the kids over and over about this. Little things add up. Little things are 3 points for the win Friday night. They're 9 points, the week before against Waconia. The nice thing is that they're fixable things, and we can fix it. We can run the stunts right. We can tackle better. We can do all that a little bit better. Now it's just taking it upon ourselves. We work on it in practice. We coach harder. We play harder, and get a few wins here to end the year. We have 2 tough games, Cooper and Chaska, before the playoffs, and we know they're going to be tough. But one of the big things we take and told the kids is, hopefully you guys can realize that you can be a pretty good football team when you put your mind to it.
Can you give us the Cliff Notes, the church version of your halftime speech? Because you guys played it with a little bit more energy and effort in that second half.
Yeah, I just, and we could notice a lot of the kids were just kind of feeling a little bit sorry for themselves and so on. And the Cliff Notes version is, I said, you know what, we weren't supposed to play this fall. And every chance we have to step on that field, that's a gift to us. So with that opportunity to do that, we have to make the most of every opportunity. And I told them, this group of guys only has a certain number of times together. When this season's done, this group of guys will never be together all at once again. And cherish those times. We teach the kids and talk to the kids about loving each other and caring about each other. When that starts to happen, hey, they want to see that season to go longer. But I was a little more excited when I said it. Probably a little bit louder. I think all my words were good, though. But
okay. All right, Coach. We'll catch up with you in the final segment. We'll preview another tough opponent in Cooper, another road test for you guys on Friday, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, that's head coach Tim Carlson. Coming up next, the players segment. A couple of the seniors, Roosevelt Page and Kobe Jordan, stop by on Inside Jefferson Football. Back on Inside Jefferson Football, final road game for the Jaguars on Friday. They will take on the Cooper Hawks at 7 o'clock start up in Cooper. A couple of the seniors join me now, and Colby Dorsham and Roosevelt Page. Appreciate the time, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, Colby, we'll start with you. You've made some big plays this year. You had that game-sealing touchdown against Apple Valley. And then you put on a terrific double move on Friday. You got a big 48-yard touchdown. Walk us through this play.
I mean, all game long we knew we could do this to them. So it was just about a matter of time before we did it. And it was a perfect time for it as well.
Roosevelt, just a huge game for you. I haven't looked back through all the archives, but I have to believe 238 yards is a career best for you.
Yeah, when I heard the number a couple days of the game, I was a little caught off guard because I've never run that much in a varsity game, so that was definitely a highlight game for me. Yeah,
You had some long runs, some big holes. Coach C was saying the offensive line did a great job, but obviously you did some good things too.
definitely. Yeah, my hats off to my offensive lineman. That second half, the first half was a little rocky, but that second half they really proved themselves and gave me a lot of big holes. And to be honest, I wouldn't even have gotten half of the yards if not for my offensive lineman. So hats off to them.
Roosevelt, for the viewers that are watching out there, they don't know about your family history with the Jefferson Jaguars. Walk us through that. There's been a long line of Cage boys coming through the program.
Yeah, it all started with my older brother Josiah. He also wore 22. Um, not as tall, but definitely has the strength and speed for like an elite back. And then after that, my brother Rashawn, he wore 22, and unfortunately, his senior season was cut short because of a wrist injury the first game right before the first half. And I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure before halftime he had over 100 yards. I think maybe about 150 yards before that first half. So it would have been a big season for him. And then there's me. 22 is kind of the cage number. So I tried to carry on the torch. So hopefully this proves it.
Did you get the bragging rights over your older brothers with 238 yards? Did you call and text them that number when you found out?
Um, My brother Rashawn was actually at the game. I didn't really say anything to him, but I actually haven't talked to my older brother Josiah about it. So probably after this, I'm gonna call and text him, tell him the good news, try to rub it in his face a little bit.
All right, Colby. Coach D mentioned he gave you guys kind of a rousing speech at halftime. What was the key? You guys really jumped up that play in the second half, especially passing the ball. I think Carter had like 10 yards passing at the half, and then over 100 in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, to go off what Roosevelt said, offensive line stepped it up big time in the second half, creating a lot more time for Carter to throw passes to us, opening up our passing game. So that's pretty much what made it work a lot better.
Colby, what are you like off the field? What are your other interests? Maybe other sports or things that you do in your free time?
Um, I mainly bike, play basketball for fun here and there, but other than that, pretty simple, just football.
How about you, Roosevelt? What are some things that you like to do off the gridiron?
It's pretty much football for me too. It's all off season. It's just training, trying to get better for the season coming up. But other than that, with my friends, and now starting to get into Among Us a little bit, playing with me and my friends, getting into it on our off days. So that's not huge, not a very exciting hobbies, but football for me is everything. So I try to stay to it.
How about Colby? Some plans going into next year after your high school career is over. I'm sure everyone's itching to get the year 2020 done and over with. But what are some things that you're looking ahead to your future as a senior this year?
I mean, finishing out this season, doing the best we can, trying to get some more W's. But other than that, next year, and it's really just trying to play football anywhere, any college really.
How about you, Roosevelt? Are you looking to continue that football next year at the next level as well?
Most definitely. Trying to rack up as many yards and touchdowns as possible. Trying to finish off the year strong. I try to tell my guys that it's not really how you start; it's how you finish. And although the start of the season was a little rocky, hopefully we can definitely finish out the season strong. But yeah, college for me is really just about playing football and starting to get into it.
Well, guys, big games like you guys just had, big plays that we just saw. That was going to help get that attention of those colleges next year, as well as you guys look to continue your futures. Guys, appreciate the time. Best of luck on Friday on the road. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Colby Jorsham and Roosevelt Cage on the Players segment. Back for one more segment. Coach Carlson stopped by to preview their game against Cooper on Friday on Inside Jefferson Football.
About the spread of coronavirus. Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others.
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Back on Inside Jefferson Football, the Jaguars hit the road for a final time this year. They'll take on Cooper Friday night at 7 o'clock. And joining me to preview that one, back again is head coach Tim Carlson. Coach, I have to imagine this week's weather is a little bit easier to practice than the last couple of weeks that we've had.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, it's beautiful today. The week looks great. It looked like I think a high of 70 on Friday.
Yeah.
Then if you keep scrolling along, our next game the week from Wednesday, about 4 or 5 days later, the high is 29. So it's Minnesota in the fall. But yeah, hopefully we'll take advantage of this great week.
Talk really quickly about each of the guys we just talked to. Coach Colby Jorsham, a senior leader for you guys. Roosevelt Cage, he's been a Jaguar for a while. We've seen the Cage brothers through the years, but just seemed like a couple of outstanding young men, as a lot of the team is for you guys.
Yeah, I've known both of them for such a long time. Colby's really stepped, just hard work, and the way he approaches the game, on the field, off the field. Colby's done an outstanding job at working out and preparing his body for the season. Got a little dinged up. We hope he's good to go next week. But you can just see the difference in him playing this year as compared to last year. He's just matured a lot as a person and as a player. And there's no one nicer than Colby. So, again, he's just a great example of what we have here at Jefferson. Roosevelt, it seems like I've known him his entire life. And Rosie may tell you that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, Roosevelt's definitely a bundle of energy. And also just kind of fun to have on the team. He likes to needle me a lot, and I'm known to give it back a little bit. But it's just two great guys, and you've done this for now. I don't know what we're in year 7 or whatever we're in, and you get to meet these young men that I get to hang out with every day, and there's a lot to be proud of. Their families can be proud, their community can be proud that these people are representing Jefferson High School, because they're two quality young men.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I've missed this year, Coach, is I've missed getting to know your players and Kennedy's players too. Doing this virtually, you don't get those 5 to 10 minutes before the show. And obviously we've had Roosevelt on before, but that's one thing that I've missed, is getting to know the players from both Kennedy and Jefferson this year. And that's something that I'm looking forward to hopefully next year when we can start season 8 and be back in person.
Yeah, let's hope so. It is always a fun time. And I get to talk to the Kennedy kids, which is fun as well, and see the Kennedy coaches check in with how they're doing. I thought you just missed talking MIAC football with me, Josh. I'm a little disappointed. But yeah, it's hopefully next year we're back and rolling like we have been.
For sure. Let's all hope that that's the case. Well, let's transition to Cooper here, Coach. a team that's 2-2 on the year. They've got some tremendous athletes as always. They've got a kid coming up that is one of the top recruits in the nation, I believe, in the class of 2022. What do you see from them on film as we take a look at some of their explosive plays in their win against St. Louis Park, starting with a rushing touchdown here?
Yeah, they really fit their part. They're a zone run team. They're very different than anything that we've seen up to this point. We've seen a lot of the power run game. We're going to see the kind of the speed zone run game. Running backs, a zone play is designed to go one direction, B gap one direction, but the other option is cut it back to the A. They love the cutback run, cutbacks. You'll see a lot of that. Again, a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism, but not as big as we've seen. So we're going to have to do things right on defense. We're going to have to fly around, get 11 guys to the football, but they'll pose some problems. They throw the ball a lot more than what we've seen before. So we're going to have to get a pass rush, a contained pass rush, because their quarterback will run. And they have to know where their tight end is. Jackson Howard, he's the one I think you were referring to. Have to know where he is all the time.
Yeah, Jackson Howard is one of the top, I believe, 25 recruits rated right now in the country, a 5-star kid. You don't see a lot of 5-star kids that your team is going to face. When you talk about their air attack, and here's one of their explosive plays to do it.
Yeah, just kind of running a blitz there and then losing motion. They'll use their running back in the passing game a lot too. So they'll send 4 receivers out, and then they'll swing their running back to get him in space, and then just dump it off to him to get the ball in space. So yeah, it's you just have to be real disciplined in your assignments. Again, you kind of know basically what they'll do. They run a lot of the bubble pass. And then slant behind it, very similar to what we do. And then defensively, again, they're very fast, very athletic, very aggressive. And sometimes maybe we can take advantage of their over-aggressiveness. But we'll keep that pounding the rock and give the ball to Rosie, and I think we'll be able to run the ball pretty well. We ran the ball pretty well against them last year. We're hoping to do that again this year.
Yeah, another 240-yard game would not be a bad thing at all. When you face their kind of athleticism, we've talked about special teams throughout the year. I thought it was a strength other than that one play last week. But here you got to be careful, because when they get their hands on the ball, they can do some things in the return game.
Absolutely. The one thing you have to do when you're taking a pass team like this, whether it's a kickoff or punt, you call it shimmy. You may have heard it as breakdown. You got to break down before you tackle somebody. We've gotten away from that, because when we tell kids to break down, typically they stop their feet. And we don't want them to stop their feet, but they need to kind of chop their feet, get under control. And you see in the kickoff that we gave up for a touchdown, we had guys just run right by. And they were not shimmying. They were not chopping their feet. And, we're going to have to do that. And we have to be accurate kickers as well, whether it be kickoff or punting. We have to punt the ball or kick the ball exactly where we want to do it.
Last road game regular season for you guys. Can you believe that it's the final road game already? It just seems like we just got the season started. And by the way, the regular season's going to end 9 days from now, which is kind of crazy as well.
Yeah, it's gone fast. A lot of things been going on. It's been a different type of coaching this year. With everything involved, as a head, all of the head coaches have really kind of put in their times into doing different things to keep kids safe, to keep kids healthy, and so we can keep playing. I've told our kids, I've told our booster club, we're fighting every day. We just fight for one more day. Just give us one more day, and then we'll go from there. But it's been fast, and but we appreciate the opportunity that we've had to play this fall.
As we close, Coach, as always, give us a couple of keys. You've talked about a couple things already, but can you sum it up in a couple of bullet points on what you're going to need to do on Friday to get that second win of the year? Yeah,
disciplined on defense. Everybody has in a zone. When you're facing a zone run team, everybody has to play their gap, do their job. And if we're disciplined on defense, we'll be okay. Hopefully we can create some turnovers. Again, we've had some luck creating turnovers, and we need to continue to do that. Offensively, we need to keep running the ball. it just feeds into our play action game so well. And again, I think we'll be okay. We have a stable of running backs, even, other than Rosie, Aiden Bertrand, and Seth Krakow, and Brock Edwards. So we have a bunch of kids that can run the ball. And then we have to take care of it and clean up our special teams. And, we're hoping to notch another win here.
All right, Coach, good luck Friday against Cooper. We'll talk to you next week, not about Mayak football. They're not playing yet, Coach, but we'll catch up with you next week as we preview the regular season finale, okay?
All right, thanks, Josh.
All right, that's the head coach, Tim Carlson. The Jaguars and Cooper, a final road test to Jefferson Friday night at 7 o'clock. And, of course, we'll talk to the Jaguars next week on Inside Jefferson Football. That'll wrap it up for our entire crew. This is Josh Powers saying good night from our virtual studio.